What's up everyone, Nick here with my review for The Flash Season 3, Episode 6. This one is titled Shade. Now, this episode had a lot of things going on actually. It was really focusing on a lot of different character beats, actually Wally West and his descent into becoming the Kid Flash, because as we've seen in promos and things leading up to this episode, it's very apparent that Wally really wants his speed powers because of what he found out in Flashpoint, and also just other things that he had heard about, Jessie getting her powers, and he's been waiting for his powers to manifest. And this episode we get to see Dr. Alchemy actually reach out to him finally, like a lot of people had speculated, and try and tempt him with the fact that, hey, I can give you your powers back. But obviously we know that Alchemy has some other things up his sleeve. So that's really the main story of this episode. The title Shade refers to the villain Shade that's on the episode actually, that people might know from the DC comics. However, this version of him is very different. He doesn't actually have the cane or anything. He's just like literally a shadow, or like some form of like smoke and shade that just moves throughout things. But he is very refractive to the light, that's how they actually are able to take him down, shining all this light on him. So he was kind of like the sub-villain, like sort of like a filler storyline. The other stuff we have also is Killer Frost, her side story, which is going to happen more so in next episode, which is going to be titled Killer Frost. That's the one Kevin Smith directed. But this episode we get to see some more development. We actually let her finally come out to the team and say, yes, I'm Killer Frost, I've been developing these powers for months now, but I've been afraid to tell you guys about it. And Cisco actually vibes her and sees a future where she is Killer Frost, the evil one, and she's fighting against him, and you actually see Vibe in his costume, and that's really awesome. That was like a little tease of what's to come. But it's very apparent also now that Caitlin is more than likely going to go down a darker path, possibly before being redeemed. Now, right now Team Flash is trying to do everything they can to prevent that from happening, but it's almost the inevitable at this point because of how her Killer Frost powers just take over when she actually uses them. Like her eyes turn white and she just kind of loses control of Caitlin and becomes Killer Frost. Also, one of the cool, fun highlights for me this episode was when they went to the movie screening at the park and we actually got to see HR interact with some other people in Central City. I always like seeing new versions of Harrison Wells, interacting with people, and I really am enjoying this version of him. He's kind of like that phony that's just kind of going along with everybody. It's really fun just to see his dynamic go along with the team. But anyways, by the end of this episode, we actually get a pretty big reveal, because when Joe and Barry actually use Wally as bait to go to where Dr. Alchemy's lair is, they confront Dr. Alchemy. However, things don't go as planned when they feel this rumbling and Barry sees this bluish white light flying around and hitting everybody, and that's actually Savitar. We get our first look at him in this episode and he looks a bit like a Transformer to me. I was a little surprised when I saw him. I knew that there was going to be some CGI element to his costume because there was some set photos of him in a kind of gray suit with the balls over him because they have to get the motion capture stuff there, but I wasn't really expecting what he was going to look like. I thought maybe he would just have some augmentations, but he would have a regular suit. However, it doesn't seem like that's the case because the character is fully CGI. He's almost like a Transformer, from the movie, like a Megatron almost, except with the blue lights all over his body. So that's pretty interesting to see. I'm wondering how they're going to handle Savitar in the future because he claims to be the god of speed or the god of motion. So it'll be interesting if they stick close to his comic book roots where he actually can steal speed from other speedsters, like absorb it from them. But I'm definitely looking forward to what's to come in the future and what's going on with all these different characters. Be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you guys think of the first look at Savitar, and who do you think Dr. Alchemy truly is? I guess we'll find out in a couple episodes from now. Also, if you guys are new to the channel and you like this video, subscribe for more content like this. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you guys next week.